Don't abandon me. Never.
Hey there, brainy marketers, welcome to the show. And all of you not so brainy marketers yet, welcome. You're about to be converted into a brainy marketer. If you run an e-commerce store, this is going to be another video specially done for you. I'm going to be talking about cart abandonment. It's estimated that about 70 to 80% of all online purchase journeys end in a cart abandonment. So if you run a store, this is probably happening a lot to you. And there's 5 ways that you can make sure you get these super valuable people who are already interested in buying your products because they've gone through the trouble of adding stuff to a cart. Let's get them back, let's reduce that 70-80%, and let's make your e-commerce store more profitable. If that sounds interesting, then stick with me and watch till the end because all of these 5 tactics lead one from another. So let's get cracking after this short intro. Right, so guys, my name's Larry Koch. I'm the founder of The Brains, a digital marketing agency based in London that is perfectly geared towards helping SMEs and people new to digital marketing absolutely nail it and hit the ground running. All of my content is for free. At least once a week I come out with a video like this. I'm not just talking to B2C, I also talk to B2B. So if you have multiple hats, then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell and you'll never miss a beat. So number 1, use a heat mapping tool. The first thing you need to do is you need to sort out your checkout process. So this might sound like an obvious one. You might already know what that is. Think Crazy Egg, think Hotjar, or whatever's built into Shopify or WooCommerce or Magento, whatever you're using. You should be able to track what people are doing at your checkout process. What words, what steps of that are leading people astray and causing them to abandon the carts. Because whatever I'm about to say in points 2 to 4, at the end of the day, each website is slightly different, your products are different, your customers are different. So it's what gets measured gets better. That is the mantra of this channel. Be data-led, actually look at what's going on in the checkout process. So that's my first number point, get that going. The second one is by far the biggest issue that people report for abandoning a cart, and that is confusing or high expensive shipping situation. Okay, so let's cover cost first. Please don't have high shipping costs if you can avoid it. Okay, when it's not rocket science, either eat the cost yourself and just treat that as a marketing cost or a cost of goods sold, or sort of eat half of it and the other half give for free. Do something so that when the person arrives at the shipping, it's as small as possible. I know that there are studies out there that show that people that have filled a basket with 150 pounds that were 100% ready to buy will abandon that cart if they're met with like a 10-pound shipping cost. If you can find a way to reduce that, maybe there's a certain amount where shipping becomes free. Look at other competitors, get that shipping down, ideally to 0, or think of a way to get it to basically not become an issue for you. And again, with your heat mapping tool, you'll be able to run split tests at different pricing for shipping and see what happens. The other bit of shipping is the express. We all live now in a mochaccino, want it right now, get it to me 5 minutes, send it to my house sort of culture, and we want everything on demand. So it's not that you have to offer same-day delivery or 2-hour delivery or whatever, but be conscious that you need to have an express shipping option. Especially if you're in clothing or if you're in fast-moving consumer goods, people want something now. They've got this party that they want to get this bag for. It's turned winter now. It's going to be a cold week ahead. They want a trendy coat. They want that stuff, within a week, within a few days. They don't want to start thinking, is this going to be taking weeks to get from China or something? So sort out the shipping express. So that's shipping sorted. The third most important one that people report, it's about 20% of people say they abandon for this, is dodgy payment looking process. So please don't use any 1980s old school forms. Just use the standard Sage Pays, all the payment integrations that are readily available with whatever e-commerce store you're on. Don't try and get fancy and try and cook up whatever forms. Make sure that you have the right trust badges there. There's lots of videos on what gimmicks you can put on your checkout process when it comes to the card information, secure and confidential, little padlock symbols and icons. There's lots of verified by Visa. There's lots of things you can do to give someone, to make someone happy that their data and their financial information isn't going to get hacked or whatever.
No way.
Oh, this is not good.
What is that, video game?
No, Tony, we're getting hacked.
I've never seen code like this.
The fourth one, and this is going to be the most controversial, I think, is going to be having a two-step cart sign-up process. So what do I mean by that? I mean, you've got your add to cart, you want to check out. Before you can put in your shipping information, etc., you're going to ask the person to create an account or go on as a guest, but whatever happens, you need their email address and their first and last name so that they can go into the CRM. Now, why are we doing this? Because we want to retarget them with this basket that they are almost certainly going to abandon in step 2 and step 3 of this, right? So email retargeting is free. You can always email someone. The reason why this is controversial is probably the second most reported reason for abandoning a cart is having to do a two-step thing, you know. But the way I see it, if somebody is not willing to do that, I think they're probably going to abandon on step 2 or 3 anyway. So you might as well get rid of them at step 1. They're not going to go through to step 2 or 3 anyway. So I think on balance for most e-commerce stores, it's a good idea to do because you can incessantly send them really clever email marketing messages that then get them to come back and complete their transaction. And there's ready to go plugins and tools in both, I believe, Shopify and WordPress where you can automate this cart abandonment, cart retargeting. So it will actually send the person an email with, you know, click here to make this purchase, and it will reload their entire cart when they come back to the website. So look into that. Search for that for whatever you're using to host your e-commerce site, to build your e-commerce site, and there will be something off the shelf. Last and not least, you can also retarget just on Facebook and Google or however you're running your primary campaigns to get people to your store. Of course, you need to retarget them. Now, the more precise you can be, the better. So if you can retarget someone with the specific product they were looking at or the specific basket they were looking at, that's great, but you need a lot of data for that because of the way that most pixels work on your website, the stuff that's tracking people across your site, is in order to retarget to an audience, you need to have at least 100 to 300 observations depending on the platform in order to use them as a retargeting audience. So whether you're using AdRoll or anything else, by all means use it, and if you can, do it on a category level, a product level, or just a sort of general company level. But the closer you can get towards the actual basket, the better. If you have to do a category, you have to do a category. You know, anyone that's looked at this category of stuff, just send them like, you know, a sort of slider of all the things in that category. You're going to have to think through the best way of doing that and the best way, given the amount of traffic and budget you have, that you can segment your website users. And so that's everything for me, guys. That's my 5 top ways of doing it. Get yourself a Hotjar type thing so you can see what's going on in your whole checkout process. Get your shipping in order, get your payment in order, have a 2-step system of actually checking out and retarget by email like crazy, and then do the same thing with your advertising retargeting. So hope that was really, really useful. If there's anything you think I've missed, why don't you put that in the comments? And as ever, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification. More great content coming for the e-commerce marketers out there. Until then, I'll see you for another episode. Bye.